Welcome back, everyone. So today we're gonna learn about skills on Cloud Code. Okay, so let's go. All right, so Cloud Code skills. What are skills? So skills is basically a way of teaching just once. So you basically just write once, and then you can instead of just repeating all the time what you want once and once again, it will be just written once, and then this can repeat the next time, right? So let's say you have like a new employee on your business. This new employee doesn't really know about your business, but this employee is very smart, which is like the Cloud Code, right? So let's say on your business you need to write an email every morning, and this email follows a template. So you can create one skill with this template, and every time you write this email, you don't have to explain again what the template is. So you're gonna create a skill to write this email with this template, and then that's it. You can just call this skill over and over again, and this skill will already know what you need, right? Why you should care about skills? Because skills will make you not repeat yourself. Okay, so this email was just an example. There's so many examples that we're gonna go through it. It's gonna make your life so easy. So it's gonna give you consistent results, like email reports in exactly same style that you're asking for, and it's just one comment. You just basically say slash the name of the skill, and then you can write like a prompt right after that. So before you would explain the things over and over again. Every time you wanted the workflow, you would have to explain. But now with skills, you don't need that anymore. You just write once the name, the description, so the instructions, like everything about the skill, and that's it. You can reuse that every time. So that's basically when you have a task or workflow that you use very often on your daily basis. Okay. So how skills work? So you write the instructions, you give it a name with the slash, right? And you use it in time, right? So as an example, we have a practical example here. So I created a skill to create this presentation. So I basically said to Claude, hey Claude, I want to create a skill that you will create a presentation for me, depends on the topic that I will tell you when I invoke this skill, right? So when I say slash presentation space Claude Code skill, it will do the whole workflow from getting the topic, which is Claude Code skills, to create this HTML presentation, right? And then I told, of course, on the instructions that I wanted the Claude to create this HTML presentation at the end, and of course in a way that I wanted. So I wanted to build something that would be not technical, because I'm presenting to you guys, and like I wanted to be like more easy for you guys to understand. So this is all on the workflow, on the instructions, on for the LLM, for the AI to understand what I wanted to what I wanted to have as output when this skill, when the AI worked on this skill, right? And this was created with this skill that I created. So under 2 minutes, 0 calls, no design skills needed, I created this whole thing. Some examples on social media content and social media. We're gonna create here as an example later as a practical YouTube upload package. So let's say you have a YouTube channel like me, and you don't wanna spend time creating the whole title, description, like read everything. You just create a skill that you will basically tell what is the content of your video about, and this skill will create the whole thing for you. To just go, and then you can just copy and paste the content on your, when you are going to upload your YouTube video. Then trading topics, Instagram posting, news digest, like really anything. Here are a few examples for website and marketing as well. Website generator, landing page audit, SEO audit, and email sequences. So the numbers, what one person can do with skills versus hiring a team. So to create a branded presentation, spend just 2 minutes, 0 cost, hours saved per week, 10 plus, and person needed to run it all, just one person, just yourself. A market agency charges 3,000 to 10,000 per month for the same work, when these skills could do in literally minutes, right? Where to find skills? So you can build your own, because the skills could depend on your workflow, on your daily basis, on your businesses, or on your side projects, right? Really anything. And there is like the skill marketplace. So there are a few. I like this one, which is the skills mp.com, right? You're gonna land on this, and you can find a bunch of skills. There is even for business. So for example, if you click here on business, you're gonna find like so many skills, and you can see like how many stars, how many people have started this skill, and yeah, just go and play around with them and see if there is any skill that is valuable for your case, right? And yeah, the community, you just go on Google and search for skills, and you're gonna find many of them. All right, so let's keep and go to the practical phase now. All right, so here I am on the anti-gravity. It's IDE for writing code. That's basically what I use for the workspace for my projects. You can use these, or you can use whatever you feel comfortable with. To install anti-gravity, just write anti-gravity on Google and download it, and then you'll see something like this. Just click File, and let's see, open folder, and then create a new folder for your workspace, and then you're gonna land on something like this. Then we click on terminal, new terminal, and then we just gonna open Claude here. Now we have Claude, and then we can write our skill. So the convention for Claude to write a skill is let's just open here the Explorer. We click the right click and click new folder, and we're gonna create a folder Claude, a folder named Claude. Inside Claude.Claude, we're gonna create a new folder named skills, and then inside these skills we're gonna write all our skills, okay? Because that makes easier for Claude to know. It's just a convention, right? For Claude to know that you have all your skills here, okay? All right, so let's create the skills then. All right, so I want to create a skill. Let me just zoom in a bit so it's gonna be easier for you guys to read. All right, so I want to create a skill where I'm gonna pass a video content that I will record, and you will give me all the content from video upload on YouTube that I need to populate. Okay, I will just tell, because sometimes it just create the skill here, okay? I would just gonna tell to please write the skill inside .claude./skills folder with the name and skill.mg file inside with the folder name and the skill.mg file inside, right? And press and hit enter. Okay, so it's gonna basically work on that. And what is this skill.mg? So mg is basically a markdown file. It's basically a file that it makes easier for the AI to understand the instructions and everything. Okay, that's basically it. And the skill is just the convention. So we're gonna have inside skills all our skills, like all as in folders. And inside each folder, we're gonna have this skill.mg, which is basically the file that will be used to create a skill, right? I mean, basically the name, description, and instructions of your skill, right? All right, so it finished creating the skill. So it created this folder. It's called video to YouTube inside skills folder, and it created this skill.mg inside video to YouTube. So again, the mg is markdown file, which is basically this instruction here, which makes it easier for the AI to understand. And then we have the name of the skill, the description, and yeah, everything else. You can go through it if you want. And then let me just create a new terminal because we need to restart Claude in order to see the new skill that we created. So I'm just gonna type Claude, and then I'm gonna evoke this skill. So /video to YouTube, and I'm gonna say the summary of the video I'm gonna post is about how to create skills on Claude. I'm gonna call this skill, and it will basically so it's saying that it's gonna analyze a recorded video. Let me just see one thing. Okay, cool. Now it's giving me like everything I need to post on YouTube. Of course, this is just an example. You can do really anything you want. Okay, let's just wait it to finish, and I'm gonna just do a quick change, because I want it to, instead of putting everything on my terminal, I want to put everything in a text file. So you just save, in a file instead of just putting on in the terminal. Okay, so let's do it. I want to do a change to video to YouTube skill. I want it to add the output text into a text file, right? And save in this folder, right? So let's see. All right, so done. The skill will now save. All right, so let's call this again, video to YouTube, and let's see if it's gonna save on the text file. All right, done. It created for me the text file. So if we open this, we're gonna have the YouTube uploads package, and then we have the timestamps. We have the titles that we can select one. We can just pick one of the titles to put on YouTube. It even recommends us like a title to pick. Thumbnail prompt, the description. We have pretty much everything that we asked with just one skill, and then we can reuse this skill whenever we want. In this case, whenever I create a YouTube video, I can just reuse it and pass this bit summary of what is the video about, and use these things for my video. Okay, so yeah, so that's just an example of skill that you can create. Let me just switch. Okay, so you can think about anything, really. Just think about processes that you repeat all the time on your business or projects or really anything, and just create a skill for that. And you can connect to MCPs, which is like APIs pretty much. I'm gonna talk about MCP later. But yeah, you can do like really anything and that you repeat yourself on your projects or business or really anything. Okay, I hope you like it. I hope you understood. If you didn't understand anything, just let me know and I can explain in another way. Okay, leave the thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe for more videos about automation, AI, and really anything related to that. And I will see you on the next video.